What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation. Our nation of factual truth. They are doing graduation here. And today is Sunday, right? How many schools in Africa will do graduation on Sunday? Oh man. So how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Join me as we seek and spread knowledge, the knowledge of factual truth, free of charge. Trying to educate ourselves from the lies they educated us with. So let me talk about this shit I just saw here. Now today is Sunday, right? And they're going for graduation. If not all of them, most of them are Christians. Of course, but you see, that's different between the white, let me use the white people like the Europeans and the Africans that are Christians. The Africans bury themselves in Christianity or in Islam or Judaism. White people know. First thing as a human being you're supposed to consider is something that benefits you, something that adds value to your life, something that can pay your bills. Not something you just say, okay, I received this from my parents. I believe this. It's something that improves your life. That's what you're supposed to, do anything to maintain. So I was thinking like I'm from Igbo. That's the ancient people before they made it a tribe. So where I came from, we have 4 market days. But the Westerners gave us 7 days. So, and our people, that 4 days we have in a week, we work all that days. We work. Even on a festival day, at least you still have to go and do your work because you and your work is more important than any festival, than any belief. So that 4 days in a week, we work all days and we rest all days. We don't have one special day for rest. No, you're supposed to work and rest each day. That's why you see people that are living in this 7 days mentality. They are suffering from stress. They are suffering from depression because they don't rest. They work 6 days and they say they are resting on 1 day, on 7th day. They say that is how their God made it or all that bullshit. But it doesn't. Any life you're living is supposed to fit in every day. Every day. Not maybe you keep walking, hurting yourself for 6 days. Then you say on the 7th day you're gonna get you cannot recover all the rest you lost in those 6 days. Think, and that it's like you take you take 1 step forward and take 6 backward. You are not going forward, and that's why you see people suffering. And many don't know why they are suffering like that. Is because of the system. All right, so the 7 days you are following, right? You still see that even Africans, especially in Africa, they are not even working in 6 days. They are not working that 6 days. You see them, they work Monday to Thursday. That's Africa. Africans today still work for 4 days. Then the 3 days is for religious activities, not for their work. On Friday, they say they are Jews, they go to synagogue. On Saturday, on Friday, they say they are Muslims, they go to mosque. On Saturday, they say they are Jews, they go to synagogue. Then on Sunday, they say they are Christians, they go to church. So they only have 4 days to work. Now they dedicate themselves working those days. And the little they made from those 4 days, they go and give it to some lazy or impostors or criminals who call themselves pastors, priests, reverend fathers, and all that bullshit they call themselves. They go and give them part of it. Why they did not labor with them? How can you give to someone who did not labor with you? I was thinking about my grandmother, how she was getting things done for herself, also using her like grandchildren. I remember during like when the pears is ripe and they're about to be sold. So like especially on Nkwo market days is when she normally sell the pears. So either on Afo day, right? Afo is our market day in my own village. But before she go to Afo, because my grandmother sell her fish both in Afo and Nkwo days. So she have her own spot in those two places. Now, I remember she used to invite Emma from the son of her first daughter from Achala village. So he will come because the pear tree is so big. Myself, although I'm living with my grandmother, but I don't know how to climb all that kind of big tree. And there's this, the what they call it, this it's like soldier ant, but it's not. What did they call it again? It's yellow, but it bites a lot there. But the guy know how to put ashes on his body and maybe also know how to endure it. So I was thinking about that. My grandmother will not pay her for plugging the pears for her because it's a family thing. But I know that my grandmother do more than money would have done for him. Because my grandmother sometimes will gather all of her grandchildren or tell them to come, he cook nice meal, all that. You know? So because it's a family thing. So I begin to think, who tell you we cannot live without this nonsense these people give to us? And that's why majority of us Africans are not even thinking about innovation and invention anymore, which is our real root. They are thinking about spirituality. Some of them converted to be thinking about religion, but they're not thinking about the main thing. So that's why I want to talk about spirituality, religion, and Africans. Africans has been married to spirituality and religion that it cost them their sense of living. It cost them their bearing. They don't know their source of living anymore. They think it's an imaginary world. There's imaginary being that is governing their world, that is governing that determines their destiny. Oh, there is God, there is God, there is goddess that determine this, that determine that. Those things are personal experience that was generalized or religionized or spiritualized and make it to be like a form. Because you hear some people say spirituality is not religion. Of course, because religion is the daughter or product of spirituality. But spirituality is not the truth. Spirituality is based on myth. It's based on fiction, something that somebody made up and say, okay, this is how I judge this world. This is how I do this, and this is how it's supposed to be. And some people say there's sacred texts or all that. I said, somebody like you wrote those things. You can write better ones. Why are you limiting yourself with what somebody, your ancestors or somebody that lived many years before you wrote down? Yeah, you can learn from them, but you can do better than them. But you see Africans killing themselves in spirituality, in religion. They say spirituality is not religion. Spirituality is our root. Spirituality is not our root. Our root is nature. Our root is nature. That's where you get innovation and invention. That's our main root. You say, yeah, our ancestors, they intermingled spirituality and science. It's not true. It is people later that begin to spiritualize the science of our ancestors. It was African knowledge first, African science, before African spirituality. Just as you have African spirituality first, before African religion, or you have foreign religion, I mean. Religion, the foreign religion you're talking about, the Judaism, Christianity, Islam, all of them find their root, find their origin, find their bearing in African spirituality. Without African spirituality, there is no religion. So you cannot actually separate religion from, because both of you are living by faith. That's what makes it immaterial. And why are you wasting your time in something that is immaterial to you? Something that cannot feed you, something that cannot make your life better. You're talking about morality. You don't need that bullshit. Which morality? What you do to yourself is what you're supposed to do to others. If you believe that we all are humans, So have you seen any human being with two heads? No. Whatever they have, you have. So why not live your life naturally like that, without trying to spiritualize things you don't understand? That's what creates the myth you're talking about. People don't understand their imagination. They don't understand their experience. They don't understand their dream. They don't understand their visions. They don't understand their revelations. Then they begin to spiritualize it. And you see how that thing affects your life. If you were excited before, you say, no, I don't understand that one. Let me wait. Let me meditate. I want to meditate. I must get this. So if there is something material you're supposed to do to better your life, now you give yourself a recess. Like, I'm not going anywhere today. I want to make sure I get this. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But it has cost you something in the real world. And you're supposed to be living in the real world, not in a spiritual world, not in a religious world, but in the real world. In the real world, you have your bills to pay. In the real world, you have things to do to better your life. That's the real thing. Yesterday at work, I was discussing with my co-worker from Nigeria too. So he was talking about somebody he know now, he's selling land in the village and all that. He said that thing will cause war. Time is coming because they keep selling land. I say, yeah, because of the nonsense we have today. Our people are not thinking about what is the resources in the land. They are not thinking about what to, do and get more from the land. All they're thinking is, I want to sell my land, to send my child to abroad. I want to go to America. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Malaysia. I want to go to Asia. I want to go to so place to make money. Make money and come and build a house. Not make money and come and develop their selves and their land. Not to use the resources they already have in the land. No, they're talking about buying cars, building houses, and producing children. Children, they cannot teach how to live life, like, have good ideas, incubate that idea and bring it into reality. They don't have it. They keep talking about spirituality and religion. The same thing keep going on. Yeah, sometimes when I go to my village and driving around, or when I think about it, I say, some of these kids I see now walking around, some of them will look at me and say that, oh, I will make money. When I make money, maybe they will be like me, or be better than me. What do they mean by that? Buying an expensive car. And that's one of the reasons why I was drifted in life. Because when my mates are still in the elementary school, I was thinking how to buy 505. When 505 was raining, not even 504 SL that time, 505 was raining. That's how I began. I must make money. I must buy one. With air condition, I must buy it. You make me begin to chase what to make money. That's why you see people today going to rituals. Ritual don't give you money. Money ritual don't give you money. Money ritual only cement your heart, your mind. It corrupt your mind. So that when they tell you to bring somebody you love or to kill somebody you love, that ritual is not what gives you money, but it makes you committed. That's what it does. There's no ritual you can do to have money. No, when you perform the ritual, they tell you, then they are the club. They are club. They know what to do to give you money. They can pretend they come to do business with you, and the people around you will see, oh, you made huge supply, and after that supply, this guy made a lot of gain. Nonsense. You don't know how it goes. Ask people that are in Alaba International Market, they will tell you better. All that. Why? Because people are chasing things that are not even the main thing for their existence. Things we don't need. And that's why it seems that the stranger succeeded in brainwashing us, succeeded in enslaving us, and we think it's going to be so forever. No. That you are defeated today doesn't mean you will remain a defeated person tomorrow. You can rise up and defeat those that defeated you today. You should know that our condition should not be permanent. We can change it. We were living a certain way before they came, defeated us, and put us the way we are. But we can rise again and rewrite whatever they wrote. We can rise again and change whatever they changed. But African spirituality has blinded their eyes. Religion has blinded their eyes. They think their roots is spirituality or religion. That's all you see them arguing online, arguing everywhere. They are not thinking about the resources they have in their land. how to use it. All they are thinking is about how to make money. And why they are struggling about making money, they are talking about spirituality, about religion. Oh, if you are not making it, there is a hand that is against you. Bullshit. But you travel to abroad and make it. No hand stop you from making it in abroad. And before you travel to that abroad, you did not broadcast it because you are afraid that some ears, if they hear it, they will do something to stop it. But you are living in abroad. Some of you are squatting with somebody all your life in abroad, saving up money. Then after you met, most of them that are going back home with nice car, they don't drive car where they live in abroad. Yes, in Malaysia or in Asia, where they live in. Some of them in Europe. 10 of them squatting in one room. And they save up that money. And when they go back home, they pretend like they made it. Why people are suffering? You don't know you are not solving the problem. You are adding to the problem. You are creator of the problem. And that's what I said last time, that our people, because we have been indoctrinated and brainwashed, instead of us solving our problem, we become part of that problem. And we are trying to do better in that problem. We are trying to prove like we can make it in that problem, instead of solving the problem. No. How much do you have? How many cars do you have? How many houses do you have? That's bullshit our people keep talking about. That's why when you talk to them, oh, because you're in America, now you're talking all that. That's bullshit. America is not the first place I made it. If you know me, when I was in Nigeria, I know the secret of making it. You don't need to travel anywhere to make it. You can make it wherever you are. And if you are living in Africa, you have not made it. Coming to America will not make you made it. And when you made it like that, you see that you're not living your life. You see, even in America, many of us that are living in America are working, doing good job, but they are not living a life. They don't have a life. Many of them are doctors. Many of them are nurses, but they don't have a life. You know how much they pay for their bills? Oh, because they want to live big. They put themselves in that. And that's why you see them living not their life, because they're afraid of losing their job. If they lose their job, it will cost them a lot. They don't have no life to live. Some of them, they don't even dream of like going back home. When you talk about going back home, they say no way. And that's why you see some of them fighting against anyone that want to split Nigeria. I beg, let this remain like that. Go where? Let us stay here. They say they want to send, sometimes they say they want to send Africans back home. I say, how I wish it's true. So if we can go and kill ourselves, let us kill ourselves. So let white people leave us alone. As we live with spirituality and religion alone and live our life, plan with our life. It's knowledge you need, not spirituality. It's knowledge you need, not religion. They say, oh no, spirituality is knowledge. It's not. It can never be. Knowledge, there's nothing spiritual about knowledge. Knowledge is knowledge. You need to know. When you know, that's when you live better. If you don't know better, you can never live better, no matter how spiritual you are. Okay, look at Africa. You still think that going back to what you call African spirituality, say you're honoring your ancestors, you are performing some ritual, pouring libation and all that. At least think, pouring libation to who? You say to your ancestors, but you are one blood with them. The only way you can make your ancestors feel good, if you believe they are anywhere, is for you to improve and be better than them. Not for you to, you are going back to be like them. No, you're supposed to be better than them. And how can you be better than them? No better than them. Yes, they've no force before you, but you can do better. And they are in you, as you say. So if they're in you, who are you pouring libation to? If you are one with your ancestors, when you drink that wine, your ancestors are drinking it. Why are you wasting it, pouring it? He says respect, which respect? He says culture, which culture? He says tradition, which tradition? There are things you must change to live better in life. Many of you keep wasting your time and your life in things you call spiritual and religious. And it's not helping us. Look at Africa. Who will fight against you when you tell them what to do? The same people that claim to be spiritual, the same people that claim to be religious, the same people that claim there is Almighty God, there is supreme being, yet they are suffering. How can you have supreme being, that created and controlled this world, yet you are suffering unnecessarily. You see few people having all the money while you are suffering. Think, my people. I keep unfriending our people. You talk about spirituality, I try to redirect you. You keep talking about it. I don't want that argument. I want argument I will learn from. What to do. Look at your village, wherever you are, whether you are in America, in Europe, in Asia, you still have the picture of your village before you. People keep buying up the land in the village, building house. You go to my village, you see big houses. People that are not living in Africa, they are not even living in any part of Africa, they build those houses. Many of them will not come back again. Many of them will die wherever they are living. But they build that and they think that's an achievement. It is not. Our land is rich. Why are we poor? Spirituality, religion, they are the things that diminishes us. They are the things that limits us. They are the things that enslave us. Yeah, white men enslave us physically and mentally. But today, we are cementing it with our spiritual nonsense and the religious nonsense. Instead of us to think ourselves out, what are we building for ourselves? Nothing. We still need them. We still want to hang on them. Even for the ordinary freedom we can fight for ourselves, none of us have the idea, let us do it. We are still calling on them. We must hook with them. That's nonsense. Your slave master will never give you anything or support anything that will make you to be free. Because you know, when you are free, you can compete with him, and there's every chance, 99.9% chance that you will beat him. Because the slave master have not suffered what you suffered. And out of your suffering, you have learned a lot of things. But what Africans learn, they destroy in spirituality, in religion. This ordinary. What is ordinary doing with you? He said, if you don't go to your ordinary, you will keep suffering. It's a lie. Use your knowledge. Make things happen. You will see that you can create any type of ordinary you want. You can create any culture you want. You can create any tradition you want. Why are you keep going backward and saying you are going forward? That's why when people like us talk about going back to African root, all these people think is fetish things, you know, performing this, performing that. Learn from the Chinese people, learn from the Japan. And when I talk about Chinese people and Japanese people, they say, yeah, they did not leave their culture. They are not depending on their culture to do what they are doing. They depend on science. They keep going to the moon. Follow knowledge. They go after knowledge. It is not they are embracing their ancestors that keep them where they are today. But you see, after because they create, that's why they know it's not. You have some of us, even in our villages, who are after knowledge, but your spirituality and religion has brought them below. You don't recognize them, nothing. How many of you have gone and sit with an elder? Even the elder, do we even have elder that know anything about us? No. The Africans don't care even about their true history. The history they will be telling you is their masquerade history. The masquerade of festivals. The masquerade of ritual. That's bullshit. That's not the knowledge. That's not the thing you need. That's not the culture or tradition you need. You need the scientific culture, scientific tradition. Our ancestors used to teach themselves. They don't need to go to any school. Schools were for the priests. And those priests were trained to, that's when you don't know what to do about your situation. You go to the temple or to school where they are. That school was temple. But you think it's where they worship one God. It's our corruption that brought worship. Worship what? If you must worship your ancestors. Worship yourself. How do you worship your ancestors? Yourself. Thinking, having innovation and invention. My father invented this. I must invent something too. I must invent something. That's not, you say, what are you talking about? Going ritual. I am from water. I am from air. I am from earth. I am from the wind. That's bullshit. You are not. You are from this earth. You are natural. That you came forth because a man and woman had sex. That's how you. Let us wake up and stop spiritualizing things. Stop religionizing things. Let us see things as they are. things are natural. When even the one you call invisible is still part of the nature. As I said yesterday, do you know sometimes when you begin to look at the flowers or at the trees, they can teach you a lot. Nature can teach you. The universe taught our ancestors. That's where the word university came from. It was not any spirit hanging somewhere and they begin to hear voice. Any voice you hear must be your voice or the voice of your fellow human beings or the voice of nature. That has nothing to do with any spirit existing anywhere. There is no spirit existing in you. You are the spirit. There's no soul in you. You are the soul. There's no person in you. You are the person. Try to separate this body from you and whatever you talk, you see how confused you become. And that's where all this spirituality and religion came from. Try to separate. You cannot separate it. That's, you are eternal being. You are infinite. You are energy. You are frequency. You are unchangeable. You are indestructible. But religion and spirituality taught you away from them. Now you are living like a cat scratching on the door to open the door. It cannot. You have to turn the knob and open the door and enter. It's scratching. Let us pray. Let us believe. Our ancestor will do this. May our ancestor guide you. Fuck that. May God guide you. Fuck that. You don't need any ancestor or any God to guide you. You need yourself or your fellow human being to guide you. That's why we have family. That's why we have neighbors. We're supposed to be learning and teaching one another. That's how it's supposed to be. Trash all this spirituality nonsense. Trash all this religious nonsense. Look at our life. Look at our land. How are we living? We ran away. We escaped from Africa and find ourselves. I partially ran away because when I was coming to America, I said that I am coming to America not to live in America, but establish link that I can be coming from to America and going through and fro without any problem. And I've already established it. So when you understand who you are, when you know who you are, you will know that spirituality is bullshit. You will know that religion is bullshit. You are the main thing. You are the spirit you're talking about. You are the God you're talking about. You are the power you're talking about. So wake up and begin to know yourself so that you can free yourself and live as a free human being. All right? So if you say you believe in spirituality, you are that spirituality. You say you believe in religion, you are that religion. It's time you trash all those immaterial things, things that cannot pay your bills, things that cannot help you. Trash them and value them. That's why you see spirituality and religion have made you. Many of us don't even know about sex. We don't value sex. When you talk about sex, they begin to say you are corrupt. You are because religion and spirituality has taught them away from it. Natural thing is supposed to pay attention and use it to better your life. You say no, it is not. It's corruption. It is taking you away. It is time you wake up and live your life, my people. Just as I